200.
Let's go.
Mandalay Bay on a Tuesday night is the only day of the week where the poker is not on. So we're gonna go and head over to the Aria. All right, moving on to the Venetian then, as we have no permission to record at the Aria, but we have filled out a form to get permission. Anyway, that could take a week. See you at the Venetian. Going into today's session, the main danger is complacency. We've just come back off a session where I didn't play particularly well, didn't do anything special, just run well. Some questionable all-ins from our opponents, we just called it with a strong hand. Just need to follow the principles, don't bluff into uncapped ranges, don't bluff into small stacks. Overfold when opponents bet into my uncapped range, although in America we'll say players do make some looser all-ins from what we've seen. Yeah. He shows pocket eights. Maybe a slight adjustment needed on that principle. Yeah, pay attention to opponents, showdowns and actions. So today, hopefully we can run better. Gonna be playing 1-3, buying in for 500. The first vlogged hand at the lovely win is ace-5 off in the big blind, +2 opens, 1 field caller and I complete in the big blind. And the flop gives us a backdoor nut flush draw, bottom pair and an overcard to the king. We check in flow, +2 c-bets and we both call. Turn is the 7 of clubs, I check, +2 barrels for a small size, cutoff gets out of the way, so now heads up, I think we can call. To actually bluff on a heart, a 6, and the price is cheap. River is amazing, ace of clubs. Unfortunately, I think our opponent is limited to mediocre King X type hands for a large portion of his range, and not many bluffs with the line he has taken, so I'm really torn between betting and checking. I do end up checking eventually. Our opponent thankfully does cut out some chips and puts in a 2/3 pot bet. I snap call, thinking he's never calling a raise with worse, until I find out he had King 7 for a worse 2 pair. Yep, probably lost out on some value there. We now open 4s in early position, low jack and button call. Flop comes Queen 8-9 to hearts, so we have missed miserably, but action does check through on the flop, and the turn brings in another queen, and importantly not the queen of hearts. I check, low jack checks again, and now button bets 15 into 34. I just don't think low jack has much after checking twice. I don't think button has much after checking the flop, so I think we are good to check raise here and then bomb a brick. I go 45. Importantly, low jack does fold, but now button 3 bets to 150. Mission failed. Nice hand. Cutoff opens as we look down at queens. Next act, I go 50. He calls. Flop comes 10-5-7, 2 clubs. He checks. I go 1/3. He folds. Lovely. Folds to us in the hijack next with ace-8 off. That's right, we're loosening up. I guess I felt players were very tight behind, but also probably just a lack of discipline from me, to be honest. It's a pretty good start though, when only the big blind calls. Flop comes Queen 10-4. Good for our range. I bet small. He calls. 2 of spades, nothing changes. I bet big. He calls again. To the all-important river we go. It's the 7 of hearts. As bricky as you like. So once again, nothing has changed. We are just using our range advantage and perceived tight image. I think we want to target hands like Queen Jack, King Queen, and worse. I go for the overbet. 125 into 105. I think maybe sizing up a tad more would be best, but moving on to 5-4 of clubs on the button. There are a total of 3 limpers before us. I squeeze with a bet of 30, and we do manage to isolate the second limper with a stack of 280 more behind. Go into the flop, Jack 9 to rainbow. So we have a very bad hand. He checks. This is a board we have a range advantage on, so I see bet very small, 25% pot, and he just wants to call. The turn is very encouraging. a 3 of spades. It makes our decision feel like much less of a punt. We bet 80 into 110. Our opponent goes into the tank for like 30 seconds. Our recording then stops before he folds. Let's go. One limper before us. We have ace king suited in the cutoff. We go to $20 this time. Aggressive player in the small blind. 3 bets us to 80. He has 470 more behind. Torn between going all in and 4 betting. I end up 4 betting to $200, which would leave an SPR of just under 1. Was he to call? Problem with going 200 is I don't think we leave enough room to fold to a 5 bet jam anyway. So I guess what's the point in 4 betting here? He does end up snap folding what he claimed to be ace king off, and that's the result. We take this one down. Pocket queens in the big blind next. +1 limps. Button with a big stack squeezes to 15. I 3 bet to 60. Both players call. Okay, 3 ways. Please be good. Flop comes very good indeed. King, queen, 8. Rainbow, fucking magical. We unblock the king. I can see a case for c-betting, especially at this stack depth and on this board. However, I do start with a check, and it unfortunately checks through. Turn is the 7 of diamonds. Now I bet 60, which I think is a tad small to set up the river jam, but both players fold anyway. What a shame. We move. 1 limper before us. We have ace king in the hijack. We squeeze to 20, cut off, and +2. Cool. 3 ways, 2, 10, king, ace, 2 diamonds. Very good flop. Checks to me, and on this board with just 1 more to act, I think I should probably just bet, as he likely checks back a high percentage of the time. But I do check, which I think is a mistake. Cutoff checks back, and the turn is the 6 of hearts. Now +2 bets only 3rd pot. I think we pretty much always have the best hand here. I raise to 80, cutoff calls. +2 gets out of the way. River is inconsequential. SPR is like 0.6. We're all in. Villain folds. We take down another nice pot. As per usual, 1 limper before us. I squeeze to 20 with 9-8 of spades in the hijack. Big blind and the limper call. Flop is ace king 2, 2 spades. And now interestingly, big blind leads out for half pot. Low jack folds. And I think we just want to call. Turn pairs the board with another deuce, so now all rag aces have been upgraded. Hopefully he hasn't got an ace, but doubt it when he barrels for just 20% pot. Feels like he maybe has a king or a flush draw with this size. I guess we just call again and see what he wants to do on the river. River is the 6 of spades, so we complete our flush, but our villain now checks, so I think his range is quite weak, but with our hand, I bet around 2/3 pot, and he does snap fold. Moving on to the worst and most embarrassing hand of poker I have played in recent times. Please just skip it, but committed to showing the ugly. So if you want to see it, here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. +2 has opened to 20. On the big side, we have pocket 1s in the hijack. I 3 bet to 65 and he calls. Heads up we go with 485 effective more behind to queen, queen, 5, rainbow. He checks. I bet small. He now clicks it to 90, and here I am, fixated on him having Queen X and nothing else in his range. Just Queen X. Yep, I flew across the Atlantic to fold aces to this min raise. I have nothing else to say, unfortunately. Feel free to roast me in the comments.
Oh, well, did not play well towards the end there. How on earth I folded aces, I don't know, man. Oh, I just felt like hero folding because most players don't bluff on that type of board when I'm the pre-flop aggressor. I know I need to overfold when the opponent plays into my uncapped range, but yeah, I mean, fold into a min click might just be exploiting myself. But yeah.
$10-9 of clubs to kick things off. We squeeze the limper to $20, get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 callers. So 6 ways we go to Jack 2 Ace with 2 clubs. All right, some potential here. Checks to us. I think this multi-way, I'm just going to check. Cutoff goes all in for $80, button calls with the remaining $30. The big stacks get out of the way, and we have a 10 high flush draw. I actually decide to fold very tight. It runs out and we don't hit, but looking back, I think this is just probably a slam dunk call. We need like 25% equity, so yeah, my mistake, we move. On to pocket 7s next. Low jack opens to 15. I call in the hijack as players behind are fairly tight and passive. Small blind does raise to 40 though. Low jack calls and we go to set mine. Flop is even better than a set though. 5-5-7, lovely. Now small blind jams for another 100-ish. Low jack calls. I should just jam for his remaining 70, but I for some reason call. Stupid. Turn is a 4. Now I jam. 9 on the river. Jack 10 off in the big blind. We go 3 ways with early position, opener and the small blind 2. Jack 10 for 2 clubs. We are running hot. +1, C bets half pot. Small blind calls. Nothing to do but raise this one up. I'll go to 100 and both players fold. 5-way limped pot with 8-7 of hearts next in the small blind, and it's another good flop. 8-4-4 rainbow. First to act, I check. It checks through. Please be low. It is 2 of clubs. I bet 2/3 only. The hijack calls. Ace of hearts on the river. It is a blank. I'm not sure he calls. Ace-X on the turn. I check, I guess, to keep his bluffs in and see what size he wants to go for. He bets 2/3 pot. Although his bet is pretty big, I don't think we can fold the way we played it. I call and we are good. We squeeze pocket 8s in the low jack after +1 limps. Go 3 ways with the big blind and limper to 5, queen, 7, 2 hearts. Checks to us. I think we can bet small for value and protection. Only the big blind calls. It's another queen, so less likely he has queen X, which is nice. Perhaps a heart draw or pocket pair. I think we can check and reevaluate or bet small. I go for a half pot bet as players are just passive, and when players are passive, we want to get the money in on the turn rather than check to induce. He just calls, so probably doesn't have a queen when he doesn't raise. The river is a 3. I think it's too thin to go for another street, and we have showdown value, so I just check back, and we are up against pocket jacks. Nice hand. Maybe I could have sized down on the turn. Moving along to opening ace king of spades first to act. Low jack and cut off call. Flop comes 2-9 jack, 2 hearts. In Mark Goon's words, look at that sweet baby there. Both players decide to check, so we think both are capped. The queen of spades is great for our range. I decide to just bet very small. I think it works well to gain further info on our opponent's ranges, but also blocks to see a cheap river. Only the cutoff just makes the call, so I think he's capped to a bad queen at very best. The turn is super nice though. The 10 of clubs, we no longer need to bluff, we have the nuts. I decide to just bet small to get calls from queen X and much worse. Induce bluffs and make his king X raise over the top so I can go all in. But after tanking for 30 to 40 seconds, he does unfortunately fold. Next up, +1 opens, +2 calls, and we are $550 effective with pocket 10s. I think we just need to 3-bet. So I go to 80, only +1 calls, and we have a brewing pot, $184, and an SBR a bit over 2. We go to the flop, Jack 9-2, all of diamonds. Thankfully, we have red 10, so this flop is good. He checks, and I bet a third pot, and he simply folds. Nice.
What's happening, people? We just had a break, just had something to eat, and now we're refueled. I'm gonna jump back into the session and just try not to do anything weird. We're $400 up right now.
We resume things by raising pocket 10s to 30 in the big blind versus 2 limpers in the field. Only the capable, laggy fellow Brit calls, whose range I suspect to be very wide here for the shits and giggles, but at the same time he knew what he was doing, so never one to underestimate. Flop comes 8-6-9 rainbow, so a favourable flop for our opponent. I decide to check. He bets small, very happy to proceed with a call. Turn is the jack of clubs, completing the rainbow and giving us an open-ended straight draw. I check and now he goes 75. Instantly, I am not liking it. I don't think we are ahead. So time for some maths. He probably has a 2-pair, and depending on the 2-pair he has, I think determines if our call is profitable or not. Eventually, after considering what his whole range might be, I think a call is probably break even or slightly profitable mathematically speaking. So we do call. I don't even consider raising, to be honest. The all-important river is a brick. So I check. He bets 175 into 264. So we do just fold. Nice hand call. Straddle on +2, 200 big blinds deep, calls the straddle. I raised to 30, really should be going at least 40 here, I think. Anyway, low jack and the straddler, both short stacked, call, and now +2, limp raises to 125, so we think his range is literally ace, king, kings, aces, maybe queens, although we do block it. I just decide to call, low jack with 80 more behind, it's in the tank for a little bit, and eventually decides to call as well. We go 4 ways to 766 rainbow, and low jack reacts really positively, which in this circumstance, I don't like to see. +2 now bets 75 into a dry side pot, which is a little alarming, as I think it's underbluffed, but can't fold. Turn is a jack. He checks now, and I decide to just check back. River is another jack, so almost always think we are good. I probably definitely should bet here, although I'm not sure what worse is calling. I do check. +2 had ace king, but unfortunately low jack had 7s to take down the main pot. Nice hand. I mean, we do lose a bit here. We move on. Cashing out for the session. Short bluff.
So ended up being one of those sessions where we wish we left when we were 500, 400 bucks up at the break. Let's not be results oriented. I don't think the decisions we made after the break were terrible. But yeah, I can't get over how nice this casino is. The win encore is just unreal. Look at it.